Welcome to the Bemore podcast, where we meet and learn from the journeys of successful online creators and educators, how they build massive online academies. Let's hear it from them. Welcome, our dear educators and creators. We have a very special educator today, Mr. Chandrashekhar Thirmdas. He is a managing director of NDT Worldwide. We'll get to know what NDT Worldwide does in just a few minutes. But what's interesting and what's inspiring is they have students across 20, in fact, more than 20 countries today.
Yes,
And and this all began in a smaller city like Guntur in Andhra Pradesh. So it is a story about finding your niche, sharing it with the world from wherever you are. It is really the story of creator economy happening in every city of India today. So let me welcome Chandra sir. Welcome to the show. And sir, what's fascinating about you is you're always in all our interactions. What I've seen is that you're always encouraging. You're never angry. You're never you're never frustrated about anything. There are technical challenges sometimes, and you still are always calm, composed. So that's such a beautiful aspect of knowing you, that how do you, with everything you do, how do you have that composure and always helping and always treating everyone the way you would want to be treated. So that's something that is so unique about you. And so the question is also, what makes you you, sir? What are your passion? What's your background? Where do you come from? What's your family background? So let's hear it from you, sir.
this is Chandra. So full name is Chandrashekhar Thirmdas. People used to call me as Chandra. So I am from basically a remote village. I studied my schooling. I finished my schooling and intermediate from a small town. Then after I finished my MSc from Bemore University, so Varanasi. So it's in UP. So then I first time I went to another state. Then after that I did my master degree in NDT, non-destructive testing. So if you see my name, company name, so it's related with the same field. So we used to say proudly that what we studied, we are doing the same thing, and we are doing the business in the same field. So past 12 years, I'm having the experience in the same field. So unlike others, like studying something and doing something, maybe they had some fashion, so they may switch the fields, but it's a different scenario. But we did master degree in that, and the same way we started our career with the same field. And then after gaining years of experience, then we realized the scope of business behind this, and also sharing the knowledge and reaching to the next level. So which makes some motivation to us, because we seen like some people who are not having even a proper technical background, or they are literally from arts background, commerce, so do not have any like master degrees or any other engineering degrees, technical degrees, but they are ruling the field. Like in our field we see many people. Even one of my boss is not a well educated person, but I worked under him. So he's the one ruling his company. So without having any like technical background. So at certain extent, so we can realize like okay, they are managing without having a proper like a technical. So something like education or a technical background or experience. So some point we can easily realize like they are doing. So why can't we? So we are in the field and we are having the expertise. So if we give a try, so we can see the things to the next level. So that's what motivated us to enter into the business. So then coming to the business planning, like why I open up this, because I don't want to go with the flow. So be the flow, something like you need to do something different. Like everyone in India, especially, many people are just motivated to a like modern slavery kind of things. So like just finish your college degree, then you will get a job. So even from the basic school level itself, so they start motivating them like, okay, you study well, get a degree, then you will get a good job. So no one is like motivating them how the actually society works, what is the basic necessities, or even like education maybe help them to go certain level, but it's not everything. Like we see many people without a proper education background, they become a CEO, they are ruling the companies, or even you see even our prime minister also, like what sort of master degrees he's having. So
Right.
even he can become a leader. Like it's not everything like just you get a very good master degree with a good academic scores, all those things. It doesn't make everything to occur. Even if you see many startup companies in India, they're all not from IITs or IMMs. Even there are from, even if you've seen the OYOs, hotels, all those things, like they are not from any like reputed colleges or from overseas returns. If you have some passion in your field, you want to do something, then you can give a try to the next level. So that's what I took an opportunity uh, of using the technology or using my experience. Then I took a calculated risk and step into the business. So I'm enjoying it. So I had the confidence to achieve to the next level.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yes.
The two big things I take away from this is that if they can do it, I can too. That's the spirit with which you got to start. And the second thing you mentioned is degrees and all of that don't matter. It's and the concept of following your passion or following and becoming an expert by doing it every day, sort of.
At an extent, they can work because everyone is not a born expert. Like
Yeah,
they need to gain some experience. But
yeah,
India, like many institutions, they are cultivating like you need to be slave for a lifetime. So something
yeah.
like the model or the hierarchy or the system, like so what they're trying to say, like okay, just give something, so they stick to the company. So something like
Right.
they used to like engage them as workers for the lifetime. But we seen some companies they used to give the challenging roles, opportunities to them to succeed to the next levels. They're becoming
Yes.
leaders. Like especially when we seen like some students from IIM, IITs, all like they joined some company in a short span of 1 year, 2 year, 3 years. They went to higher levels. Like even they ruled that companies. So that's what something interesting. Like I can say like a qualified stuff was there in Indians.
Why did you choose NDT for your master's degree, or where did that interest come from in something like, sometimes non-destructive testing is not, if you ask me, in school days you'd not want to become an NDT professional or something like that, so you it's not but what made you choose it and then become an expert in it?
So when I finish my master degree, then we are looking to join MTech degree. So this is the institute NIT Tiruchirappalli. So similar to IIT. So they are offering this course. Then I just inquired randomly about this course. They used to said like this is an industrial course and specialized course, and this is only one course offered in India, or even you can say across world. So this is a course offered for 2 years as a master degree program. Then when I check with them, they say like this is a very like unique course. So where you can apply in each and every sector of industry, not only like one particular sector. So you can apply this to
Hmm.
aerospace, automotive, or railways and railway sector, oil and gas, offshore. So many sectors you can use this. So I got some basics of that, and then I given a try for the counseling. Then luckily I got a seat over there, and one of my colleague also, one of my classmate who did MSc with me, he already joined in that course. I went for second counseling, so he already joined earlier, and he suggested me like, okay, so this course is going to be a, one of the best course, so you can give a try. Something like he motivated me. Then I went for the counseling and I joined there. Then within 1 2 years, we realized that okay, this course is a one kind of unique course, and we can work in variety of fields. And one more thing is we can work globally. So in our field, like based on my 12 years of experience, I can say strongly like this is the only field where you can see your classmates as your competitors, your juniors as your roommates and clients, and some of my seniors are like mentors. So like we used to meet them in different countries and different positions. Sometimes we are like working like colleagues, sometimes we are like competitors, and sometimes we are sharing our rooms for a single project. So something like this is a unique field, so where you can get these kind of situations. And moreover, every time we used to see our seniors, juniors, our professors around the world, like they are all working in different countries, so different levels like manager levels, engineer levels. So when we went to that particular country for any project, so we used to meet them and we used to gather. So that's what, like it makes us the world very small, so compared to
Yeah.
other places, like maybe if we jump into software, maybe we can just visit only US, but here
Hmm.
if we went to any country, so we can see the people working in this field. And that's what one reason why we are getting many students from different countries, because most of them are Indians. They're all working in different countries like Iran, Iraq.
Very interesting, from early engineering to finding that, oh wow, NDT is something that is so
Yeah, completely
huge,
right.
and then going and actually helping others do what you did while you were learning
Yes.
in your early days. That's an incredible journey. Now today, after all of these years, how many countries are you now active in?
So our students, almost we had an installations of around 60 plus countries, the app
Wow.
installation from 60 plus countries, but we had students almost 40 plus countries. So last 2 3 years we given the trainings for almost 50 countries plus.
Teaching the somebody from Iraq, from India is quite a story, and that is the thing that is so interesting about NDT as a subject. So what did you how did you start? What were the early days like? How did you start? Of course, today you have an app. You are already in these multiple countries. But what were the early days like when you were just starting out? What were the challenges you faced, and what was the first? Who was your first student, and how did that happen?
Before giving an idea on this, so I'll just give an idea about NDT. So
Right.
NDT is means for non-destructive testing. So it is nothing but a process of inspecting, testing, or evaluating materials or components or any structure, anything for any discontinuities or defects. So without damaging the part, so we are inspecting the component and we are giving the assurance saying that okay, this product can be still used. For example, if you see in the medical field, even during the COVID times, so in the airports,
Hmm.
they used to screen with the thermal imaging cameras. So like they
Right.
take the body screening temperature, right? So that is one of NDT technique, infrared thermal imaging testing. So without
Hmm.
touching the person, so we can monitor the temperature and we can give the precautions, or we can ask them to go for testings, all those things. And if you see in another similar technique like ultrasound scanning, if you see the
Yeah.
pregnant ladies, so they used to scan with ultrasound technology. So that is what we use for metals, weld joints,
Hmm.
structures like bridges, all those things, even pipelines, the tanks, storage tanks, all those things we inspect with ultrasound technology. So something like we can say strongly like we are like doctors to the materials. So not humans, like materials. We just inspect them without damaging the thing. Same like they listen to the heartbeat and we listen to the crack propagation in the tanks, pressure
Hmm.
vessels. We just attach some sensors, we collect some data, then we use our sophisticated equipment, softwares, then we analyze and we give a report to the client. So, like even if you see the entire aircraft industry relies on this NDT. So every like maintenance time, like after several cycles of the trips, so they will bring down the engine and they remove all the components like turbine blades, all those things, everything they will inspect and they reassemble. Then they give the clearance. So they get all the clearance from the aviation committees. Then the flight will take next trip. So something like entire 100% assurance or safety, so given by these kind of entity techniques. So every component, even if you see the automobile industry or power generation plants or shipbuildings like ships, containers, even our food packet also, we are saying like this is not leaked, like the packaging.
Right.
So some oil packets, we are confidently saying yes, my packet will not leak. How they can
Oh.
give that assurance? So we doing some kind of leak testing. We assure there is not a single drop of oil will leak for years of packing. So something like these are all the tests behind this. So saying like how exactly we can give the assurance, or even we can extend the lifetime of the component, even military defense, all those things, maybe they are not using their weapons for several years, right?
Right.
So we want to ensure the readiness. So like we frequently test the components like pistons, cylinders, ballistic weapons, all those things, even nuclear fuels, all those
Mm.
things like they used to periodically check. And even like refineries, petrochemical plants, all those things, they went for shutdowns periodically, so they don't want to have any downtime. So they plan everything in advance and they will close one area as a shutdown. Then they will engage the NDT teams, the inspection teams, so they will get everything on time without any affecting on the production or compromising on the safety. Then coming to the early days,
Yeah. Yeah.
I started helping my classmates, juniors. I used to teach them free in the libraries at my house, just below the balcony. Or some places we used to sit in the tea shops, coffee shops, McDonald's. As I worked in Singapore, so there is one library over there, our favorite spot. So most of our
Right.
friends used to gather there, and we used to prepare for all these kind of inspection related examinations. These are all like professional certification examinations. So
Right.
we used to prepare together. I used to teach them, and we used to discuss on the doubts, clarification, all those things. Then later, the next level, like people used to approach me to get this kind of training for their certifications. Then one or two cases, what happened, like I given the time, but they couldn't make it. And some people they ignored also, like they say, okay, I will come on Sunday, I'll meet. I'm waiting for this guy, but they did not meet on that time. Then I realized like I'm waiting for him, but he's not having. So something ignited me like internally, like whether is it because of free, or whether he's really having some other work. So many things in mind. Then next is a scenario. So one guy approached me and he asked me like, you must charge, I'll pay for you, I'll respect your time, so you must teach. Because if I pay you, so I will be like taking the responsibility to attend the class. And also at the same time, so you took money from me, so you will also treat me as a client, and you also will deliver the same thing, you also maintain the same kind of commitment. So then that initiated some thought process, like saying that okay, so if we are the only one doing these kind of things, so we need to price it. So something like I seen one dialogue in a movie, like this guy will say like, if you are the only one doing these kind of things, so you must price it, you should not make it free. Otherwise
Yes.
people will devalue it or not recognize the value of it. So
Yeah.
if you don't know
Absolutely.
anything, if you are totally entering into a new field, so maybe you can take it with a calculated risk. But if you only the one doing these kind of things, so there is no alternative, and people are having that thing in their mind. So then if you price it, maybe depending on the scenario, you can customize, or you can give some discounts, or maybe you can offer for free for some students. So that is a secondary thing. But if you price it, so people will recognize its value. So that's what we did
Right.
in the early stages. Then we started giving the offline trainings, like sitting in the coffee shops, or near the house, or some places in the, like grounds or libraries. So we used to collect a nominal fee and we used to teach them. Then the results was good, and they started promoting by mouth. Like they used to say like, okay, I took the training from this guy, so he will teach you,
Hmm.
but he will charge reasonably, something like. So like the way of promoting went differently, like he's charging, so he's capable, something like they're attaching all these tags. So it's
Right.
creating something like a branding. So that's what slowly we step into full time like classroom trainings. Then COVID, so we started
Right. So while before you started the trainings, you were doing a job, and parallelly you were coaching people
yes, we
on
did all these things in the free times. So it's
free
not a
time.
full time job. So after office hours, so especially after 6 or 7 p.m. after completion of my office, so we used to
Yeah.
sit in the late hours, 1 hour, 2 hours daily. So something like a
Okay.
home tuition kind of setup. So we did, and then when I seen the scope, like market scope,
Right.
when some market study, then I realized like it's a $1 billion market.
Right.
So people are doing making millions of business on this training in our field,
Wow.
because one course
Huh.
is something like $1,000, $2,000. So they're all
Right.
charging in UK, US. So then we, if we establish like a similar type of courses with a reasonable prices, maybe there will be some chance for business. So that's what we thought, and we registered the company in 2020. So
Oh,
in the
you
January, in
2020 you registered.
2019, 2019, I came to India. Then 2020 January, so I registered my company. But
Great.
luckily that time was COVID. So when I returned back Singapore, then I thought like, okay, I need to set up everything. Then I need to shift totally to India to run this one as a business. But COVID made the things like I stuck in Singapore almost 2 years because of these COVID issues.
Right.
That time the story went reverse. When we started our company, we just registered on January 9th. I think in the
Right.
middle of February, they announced uh, this
COVID.
lockdown and
Yeah. Yeah. Lockdown. Yeah. March was around
in
somewhere around March. Yeah.
Singapore
Yeah.
also something like same they called as a circuit breaker. They also restricted so many things. Then
Right.
like what we thought like, okay, we will start into a full time business and we will make the things in a better way. But totally it
Everything
the
stopped.
scenario changed. The
Yeah.
scenario totally changed. Then people earlier like used to I used to convince them like, okay, instead of meeting at libraries all these things, so we can do it on WhatsApp or FaceTime video calling, all these things. Sometimes I suggested, but they'll say no, we must sit together, then only I can spend some time, I will ask directly. So at that time like they used to be more like addicted with the classroom trainings, because our
Hmm.
students are mostly working professionals. So they are
Right.
not like just a college degree holders, or like they're all experienced professionals with the age 35 plus. Even we had students with the 60 plus age also. So
Right.
for them, like they feel more comfortable when they see us in person, so they can interact, they can ask. So that time many people stop taking the courses, and slowly when the schools adopting these online courses, online technology, and they also
Hmm.
started working remotely from office, like uh, they're working from home, all these things. So they started connecting with the Zoom, so Skype, all those kind of tools they
Right.
started using. Then slowly they adopted to that. Then they requested indirectly like, okay, why can't we start these online trainings? So because
Oh, it
now
came from
we used
them.
to, yeah, so from them, like earlier I requested them, okay, it saves
Right.
us a lot of time, because we can cut off this traveling time, and
Yeah.
the locations, like we sometimes we plan to meet at library, but the seats are occupied, or we
Right.
cannot get that discussion rooms, all those things. Sometime maybe the traffic delays or personal problems. So these are all like, but if we set up online meetings, all those things, we can just keep some reminders and we can connect. So something
Yeah.
like I suggested, but they ignored. But later, when they started working with online mode,
Yeah.
so
The
they come
mind
back to
shift
us. Yes, their
happened.
mindset slowly shifted, and the
Yeah.
companies also mainly they started encouraging them to take
Right.
some kind of online courses, because they are not going to their companies, so they are sitting
Hmm.
at their home, and the company also in order to avoid this time, like they want to make it productive. So they come, some companies they sponsor to their students like, okay, you take any course, we will pay. So try to develop some skills through online courses. So especially in
Right.
Singapore, there was some motive from the companies as well, and people also like sitting at home for several hours. So they also get such kind of feel like, okay, we need to engage some kind of activities. So they started connecting on the online. Then slowly we set up the online trainings, and to our surprise, the first batch. I thought initially maybe we can run with one or two students, but to our surprise, we got 10 students from Indonesia, and
Wow.
10 students from different countries. So overall, like 20 students we run in our first batch. So that
First
is
batch.
one, yeah. So initially I thought, okay, we can get only one or two students, we can give a try. Based on that, we can set up slowly. So I had that thing in our mind. Then
Right.
we started this, and the first batch itself, to our surprise, we got 20 students
This was on where
online.
it was online.
Yes.
And what were you using then
That time is
to
Zoom. We
you
use
using
Zoom and
Zoom?
Microsoft
Right.
Teams. So earlier
Okay.
stages
Microsoft
we
Teams.
use
And
Microsoft.
all of this was online, a
Yes,
batch run live. Sorry, online live,
yes,
all live
online,
sessions.
and we started recording that. So as I'm using MacBook Pro, so I used to record with a screen recorder, simple version. So I used to get a HD quality video, Then I started,
Great.
I created at the same time, I created a YouTube channel. Then whatever the video we
Oh,
recorded, so I upload in the late nights. Then morning I used to give the link to them. So if someone missing the class, because from Indonesia we had some Muslim guys, like they used to go for prayers in the
hmm.
night time, like 7 p.m. or something. So some of them miss the classes. So they asked me like, okay, if I miss, how? So then that initiated the channel,
Hmm.
like okay, we have another channel, so we can upload the video over there. One time if I upload, I'll get the link for lifetime.
Right.
So I can share this link to anyone in advance also, like if someone asks me how you teach, so best weapon is this. Okay, I'll just share the link. Okay, you can have a look as a trail, or even we can set up some mock-up or like demo versions, all those things. Then
Right.
slowly the next level. So when we had this, so they satisfied with our trainings and especially the link sharing, all those things. Then they can keep all those links in their phones, and anytime they can watch. So some people started missing the classes also, like if they have any other commitments, so they got such thing in mind. Okay, if I miss the class, I'll get the link, no problem. So
Yeah.
because there
Yeah.
are working professionals, and sometimes they used to be in the meetings or they need to travel, so there are some excuses for them. So but one best comment they given to us, okay, even we miss something, so we don't feel like we are missing, so we have some
Right.
links in our hand. So that's created some another like a motivation in the mind, like why we cannot keep it like a confidential, because the circulation, like they can easily share, they can easily forward. Again the second thing will come in mind, so again if they circulate, again the value will be going down,
Yes,
like
absolutely. So not thinking, not being fearful about not circulating it. In fact, it
yes.
helped you grow. So fascinating story so far, right? From your early days to
Yes.
getting your degree in NDT to
And then
teaching few students
yeah.
on a personal capacity, going online during COVID, and this is clear progression. And you start recording. So you're just teaching live at that point, and you start recording and circulating around YouTube, and that starts growing the business. So there is a this is an incredible story for others to sort of learn from, that small beginnings, but where we are getting is much larger and much bigger outcome of all of these small beginnings. So yes, let's continue, sir. So yeah, you post it on YouTube, and then people start watching them. So then what happens next?
Then during that time, so when while we using the WhatsApp groups, so I used to see this WhatsApp status, all those things. One fine day I noticed one video, like the small video clip, one guy from Kerala, he kept as a WhatsApp status. So it's like
Oh.
telling the stories about the history in Malayalam language. So this guy
Hmm.
like explaining the stories, like the Indian history in Malayalam language. So like at the end he said like, okay, if you want to attend these courses, so just register in the app or something, like in the end they just mentioned some statements saying that, okay, you can contact this person, or maybe you
Hmm.
just install the app. Then
Hmm.
I scratch my head and I contact that guy, like how exactly they are doing, what's behind this, what they are doing. Then he shared me another number, then I contact another number. Like I went through three stages, like I get a three-person contact number, I contact them, then they say contact another person. So finally I landed with learns the teachy app platform
Got
provider.
it.
So
Yeah.
they told me like okay, they are providing these kind of services, the apps, all those things. So then we had a discussion in May 2021, just in couple of days, because I feel like the investment on that is a reasonable one when compared with Indian market. So Singapore, so it's like some few $100 just investing
Hmm.
on that subscription. Then I thought, okay, I'll give the subscription. Then they asked me like recommended the basic versions to give a try. No, I said, I told them like I want to give the highest version, pro version. So we test all the tools, because my main requirement is iOS app. Then I did a try. Then I seen some YouTube videos, and then I registered with the Apple. So I created a developer account. Then I
Hmm.
just searching for someone to create our own app. Then the time when I had interaction with this teachee, so they told me like they can create all these things within 1 2 weeks. Then they asked me all the details of this Apple developer program, all those things. Then I said we already had all those things. Then when I given to them within a week, they release my app under
Hmm.
iOS app. So iOS
Right.
app took less than a week. So
Right.
in the June month itself, they released the app. Then we started testing the app with our students. The response was tremendous, and they used to say like, yes. So instead of sharing the links, so if you upload everything inside this app, so we no need to click, because if you share on WhatsApp or other things, so it's like a mix up with so many things, there is no
Yeah.
uniqueness.
It's
Like they can
unorganized.
easily mix up with many like a company WhatsApp groups or family groups, so many like welcoming so many fake message groups, so many things on
Right.
there. So you are
Right.
missing your flavor in that. So if we have your own app, like if you upload over there, so when we want something, so we just open that and we can get access on that. And also the confidentiality and the circulation, we can
Hmm.
restrict our circulations on that, like whatever the confidential materials, all those things, so we can restrict to some extent, and we can keep our business secrets hidden as well.
Right.
So that's what like the iOS app. And when we see like some ratings or some reviews by our students, so
Hmm.
automatically it lifted our app to the top of this search on the App Store. Like if
Oh
you
wow.
click with NDT just by typing the three words NDT, so our app used to be on the top. Okay.
Trending on the that very generic keyword NDT. Wow. And
Yes.
all of so you bring all your content staggered in multiple platforms in a single app. You release it, and you're uh, in on the top of I think Apple App Store. How long did it take from that
It's
journey?
almost 3 to 4 months only, because there is no
Oh
such kind
wow.
of. The main reason is like there is no competitors and there is no such kind of app. There is no one similar to this providing the courses in our field, especially. So they have some calculator apps or some informative apps, but they're all like just a small kind of thing. So when we develop
Hmm.
our app, then when they given some small simple ratings, also it pushed us to come to the top. Then within month, so they given Android app also, because
Right.
we had students with using the Samsung mobiles, all those things. So they requested for Android app. Then as it's a part of subscription, they developed to us, and it also given us some momentum. We gained
Hmm.
many customers from overseas. Then the surprise was like they given these apps, all these things in the May and June month, within 6 months exactly. So again, we seen a second hurdle, like the company was took over by Teachmore,
Right.
Teachment. Then
Teachment. Yes.
they told me in advance, like we are going to shift somewhere else. Like keep informing on that. So and also they refunded everything and they guided us to take the backup all these things. But the next one is like we thought, okay, we had a good app in our hand, and we had all the setups, videos, everything. We had our part-time trainers, everything. So now I thought, okay, so the business will pick up and we'll go to the next level. Then again, so at this juncture, so again, I see a second challenge. So I want to shift to India in 2022 December again. So December 2021 is the last date. 31st December is the last date for stopping this app. So when I reached India,
Yes.
the service was stopped. But
Right. Right.
luckily, the same team. So when I interact with Prakash, Anshul, or the same teaching team, so they given the assurance saying that we are the team, so working with the Teachmore. So the same support you can expect, or even the new management, if they give the leverage, like you can get even better support than that. So then also they given some discounts, all those things. They motivated us. If you take part with us, like we can support you, and we won't we will ensure your business to come back on time without any effect. So they took the promise, and like when we committed to them, the same thing again happened. Like within a week, they given the app, and within the week, so when we communicated with our students, and we got installations from 50 over countries, so within a month we got like our business back to normal. And when we tested this iOS app, so to our surprise, the feedback was excellent. So compared to the old version, so this one is even far better,
Better
like
version.
far better. And the students also, they feel like okay, we went for some upgrading. So they thought,
Right.
because initially we didn't disclose them, because if we told them these are the things happened, so maybe it will be some discouragement to them. So that's what we keep hidden, and we did some background work with the TGT, Teachmore. Then when they give up this new app, so we tested and we shared to our students. They feel like okay, it's something better than the previous version, and the response are like reviews or videos or even the updates and the access to the company, the videos, and also especially the registration process. The beginning itself, like they feel very comfortable compared with the previous app. So that's how
Right.
like we step into teach more. And that's why like when you mentioned in the beginning, so why we used to talk to them, and we used to be like polite, or we will not show aggressive, because as a business person, so we used to be like we used to face these kind of issues, some kind of troubleshooting activities. That's what, like everyone is not an expert. So like
Mm.
sometimes we face some issue, so we inform them and they'll respond immediately, and they will give a necessary steps or actions, so what we need to do for immediate remedies or permanent solutions. Those are the things, like we have an excellent team on that WhatsApp. So anytime like when we text in the night late hours, so the early morning, so they used to reply yes sir. So we assign to the concerned person, and they have separate app developer teams. If any issues related with app, so they will immediately respond to us, or if anything related with the registration process, or if I need something like marketing related activities, some like payment gateways, integrations, all those things. So when I just drop a message, so immediately they will arrange for a meeting face to face. They used to sort out all those things. So this is what like the business people will expect, especially
Right.
upcoming entrepreneurs, or like who are willing to start business. So if the things getting done timely, so they will get more motivation or motive, so that
Absolutely.
the
Absolutely.
momentum will be carry forward, and they can reach their destination in a faster way.
You really needed the iOS app. That was one thing that you, of course,
Yes.
needed. And so, for especially when you're serving the larger market, mobile apps have become that critical asset. And if you're thinking of outside India, then iOS app is the dominant one to have. So that's clearly there. So you had all the platforms covered, but still, one question that I want to learn more about is how did you build the content, how did you think about making content? Is it do you use a mixed format of live and recorded in recorded formats? What do you how do you keep engaging your students, because NDT is a very technical course, and you still have to keep that motivation going? So what are these things that you do that your students love you? I mean, when I look at the reviews and everything, they just love you.
So, as most of the time we are providing the professional certification exam related courses. So,
Yeah.
main thing is the ultimate requirement is they need to clear their examination, something like a civil
Hmm.
examination or gate examination. So, similar to that, this is a professional certification examination. So, they need to pass that examination, and at the same time, so they need to gain some knowledge. So, they're all like working professionals, so they know they can easily gauge us like the level of teaching or the level of the content, everything. So their expectations will be slightly higher than the market demands. So even though we have many competitors, so why we are stand among them, because our content, like we used to prepare our slides, and we used to refer to the books, and we used to purchase all the books. Like we have a library, a digital library with around 1,000 over books. So we purchase. So we used to purchase all the latest books, everything, and based on that our team will develop this ppts, all those things. And if you look at our videos, so we used to record during the classes. But one thing was initially we did is stop discussion during the session, because we are making it recorded, because some people attending from the workplace, some people are listening to them while driving, or maybe while committing to their workplace, all these things. So different people attending from different time zones, and some residing at hotels, or some residing at company
Hmm.
quarters. So we cannot guarantee like the disturbance free. So that's what
Hmm.
we requested them. Okay, we recording, because we need to upload the same content to you. Again, you need to listen to it. So initially we communicated with them, and they agreed to that. And every class we record, and we the next day or the same day we used to upload in the app. And even if they got any doubts, all those things, the next moment they can send a doubt in the WhatsApp group. That's what with
Hmm.
the Teachmore app you have this WhatsApp button. So
Yeah.
integrations, if they got any doubt, immediately they use that.
Oh,
So
you
even
use the WhatsApp
yeah,
integration and
so
to do the communication. Oh,
immediately they will ask the doubt with our team. So I'm having this doubt. So they don't bother whether it is midnight or late hours because time zone is different. But for them
right.
is evening hours. But for us it's a midnight. But they used to
Right.
send to us. Then the next day we reply to them. And also, as I mentioned, like they're missing this face-to-face interaction. So
Yeah.
that's what we took that one as a positively. And every class, like after 45 minutes, so we'll give a short break and we'll discuss for 10 minutes, 15 minutes the doubts clarification. So when we given that discussion time, so initially we thought like it is taking some time and we committed only for 40 hours, we are going beyond that. But when
Hmm.
I extend that time, like if I spend another 2 3 hours, the feedback was very good. And
Hmm.
they feel more comfortable and they used to promote us through the mouth,
Right.
saying that okay, these guys are the best in the industry, so they'll clarify your doubts, anything you can ask at the same time, or even you can post in the WhatsApp group, or you can even send the mail. So something like they is suggesting to others also. And also
Hmm.
during that session, right, so they used to share their experiences as well, like in their company they want to draft some procedure, they got this issue, because these are all like related with our subject and professional certification.
Right.
So when they are facing some issues with these particular codes, standards, or any documents, so the real-time issues they used to discuss with us, because that is related with the course topics. So they discuss with us. So everyone is getting benefited. So
Hmm.
like they are getting some extra knowledge beyond the
Right.
classroom. And also it's not like we are just giving the class or we are just leaving after the class, like a traditional training centers, they'll just teach you for 5 days, then after they don't care, even they don't
Hmm.
bother even their results, all those things. But
Right.
what we did, took this to the next level, and we initiated a special classes. For example, if someone giving exam tomorrow, so we will dedicate 1 hour, 1.5 hour with our subject matter experts, when we will assist them for a revision, short discussion. So some,
Right.
and also we will teach them how to attempt the paper, or what are the tips, like time management tips, all those things. So we used to give some motivation. These are all like a small boost of activities. So we conduct that also help them, like saying that okay, these people will
So
be
you
with
have
us.
experimented with your format a lot with short for first longer videos, then cut them short into bite-sized videos,
These are all
have
learning experiences here. That's what I mentioned.
doubt
Like
solving session.
experiences
Yeah.
and feedback is the most important weapon.
Most
So it
important.
will always makes the things in a
Right.
diverse manner. Yeah.
And not just about curriculum, but of course the WhatsApp support that you provide, and just building, just having them feel that yes, if there are people who are going to help me get through this certification exam at any given point in time, I'll get the help that I need. And that is what I guess keeps
Because
you,
it's a customer oriented environment these days, so
yeah.
moreover people are not having that level of patience these days because of advanced technology, everything. Even
Hmm.
if they ordered Zomato, if any
They
food
want
on
it quick.
Zomato, all these things, they know this guy will come and deliver, but
Yes.
people will go and wait for him, and they want to greet him, and they want to collect the food from him. Something
Right. Right.
like people are like expecting, the expectation is very high, and at the
Hmm.
same time they are willing to pay to the quality products. So they don't bother about quality, cost of the product. If they are
Right.
qualified product, like even iPhone also, earlier like very few people holding iPhone, but nowadays out of 10, so like 1 or 2% is having this iPhone, especially
Yes.
in the professionals environment. So they used to hold like high end devices, and they used to uh, implement all the advanced technologies even in the beginning stages. So in order to maintain all these data, so we took some subscriptions like monday.com, Slack, all those things, like to maintain like a professional communication within our team members, because it's a WhatsApp is like a social one, so where we
Right.
can distract from many things. Maybe if I assign
Hmm.
work to my colleague, so that moment he think okay, I will do this, but after 1 hour he forgot because he received some messages from his family groups, friends calls, all those things. So then that initiated like they are deviating from the professionalism, so we need to have something
Yeah,
internal
you have
one.
a set up process,
Yes,
internal
yes.
processes to deliver
So
that quality now.
then we shifted to Slack. So that is like for internal communication. That's one of our best tool. So we using
Hmm.
that. And my advice is like take the like latest technology. So give a try. Take some risk of subscription fees.
Hmm.
It's sometime if it works, it will take to the next level. Otherwise, you
Yeah.
gain some experience. So
Yeah.
maybe you can get some ideas to develop your own. That's what we did with practice papers. So earlier we used one platform, Profs, this one from
Hmm.
California. So we created our papers, everything. Then we just uh, prepared and we kept some pricing and we left. We did not, we haven't done any marketing on that. But to our
Right.
surprise, we got some purchases from Mexico. I don't know who
Right.
is that person, but he purchased. But
Right.
what we did, like it's like a the worth of that question paper is a 10 US dollars. But to protect from the competitors, what we did, we just kept it for 99 US dollars because so that they will not touch. So
Wow.
our idea is not to sell. We just
Right.
want to give access to our students, own students, and to keep them available on the internet, but not
Hmm.
for any selling purpose. But to our
Right.
surprise, we
Oh,
received.
that's why the PDFs that we see are highly
Yes,
priced to protect and only give
yes.
access.
So
Nice.
some materials we want to protect because especially for the business owners, competitors, for them is a $5 is nothing. For example, if we
Hmm.
have 10 papers, so $50 for them is peanuts. So they can easily purchase all these
Copy.
things. But if we
Hmm.
keep like $100, so $100 is a big amount. They may not try to do that. So
Right.
that's what we kept that. But to our surprise, we seen some students purchasing from Peru, Mexico, Canada. So we got three students from three different countries. Then I thought, okay, so these guys are doing some background marketing. So they are promoting our products, or maybe they are searching for something. Maybe they found ours.
Right.
So that initiated like, okay, we can even reach to the sales market. Like, why we cannot sell our product online? So we don't
Right.
know who is he. And he also don't bother. He spent $99 for a $10 value product. Then he
Right.
is not did not send any email or complaint saying that this is only 25 questions but you charge me $100. They never say anything. Then I
Right.
just waited for a couple of days to reply to him. But to our surprise, he purchased one more. Then
Oh,
I
wow.
I sent a reply
So,
to him saying that no, this one we are giving for our students and we no need to purchase because you already paid 200 US dollars.
hmm.
So which
Hmm.
is more worthy for 10 papers. So I given the access to him for the balance papers. So something like I noticed like there is some potential for selling the courses online. Then
Hmm.
also we given a try with the Udemy, all those things, but the percentage or maybe the freedom, so the control is slightly more on those other platforms. So they want to control your courses, all those things, and there will
Yeah.
be like some screening stages, all those things. So if I
Right.
want to sell my own product, so I need to have my own selling platform. So that's what like when I see these apps, so these LMS platforms, all like selling options and the gateways, especially the local payment gateways. So these are
Hmm.
all like exceptional concepts, so which can
Right.
make them to buy the spot. That's what like even our first purchase also we received in a single month. So we don't know who is that person, but somehow
It's
he come
coming.
to know about us and then he purchased. So
Right.
that's what
Right.
like it's not only like NDT related products. So that's what
Hmm.
when I seen these experiences, then I realized like there is a scope for industrial courses, not only just restricting to the field of NDT. So we
Oh,
want to come up with a new courses like welding, quality, and any industrial oriented courses. Something similar to like Byju's and Academy, or like
wow.
they are all like more towards these competitive exams or school levels or primary school
Yes.
things. But if you've seen, there is a scope for industrial courses where
Absolutely.
the courses to be taught by the experienced professionals. Maybe I don't know. I did not share this thought to them. Otherwise, they may come up with other. competitor.
No, it is a great thing. So you shared, you talked about a lot of things. One is, of course, pricing and pricing your product in a way that you can deliver higher quality, and that often means that you have to charge a good, handsome amount to actually deliver that quality. Second is to deliver the quality. You got to set up processes. You
Yes,
got to set up processes and learn from where you're faltering, and always taking the time out to try out newer technologies and see where you can improve. And the third thing you said is to experiment with newer content formats and just see what it can do. And sometimes that is where the insights happen, that always you're experimenting, something is working, you take that out and put it in a smaller way and it starts working again. And so that journey of experimenting and always improving is something that is so incredible. So two things, sir. Why, like, how do you decide on pricing? That's my first question. How do you decide on pricing your courses? And
price.
and second is, uh, what is, uh, I'll cover that later, but let's talk about the pricing first. I'll give
Yes.
second question.
So pricing, if you compare with the competitors or any so-called other people, like they are also providing some kind of online courses or offline courses. Compared to them, our charges usually higher because
Hmm.
we are just going with a customer centric. Like we are following the customer requirements, like
Right.
flexible training hours after working hours. Like for example, earlier they used to travel from Saudi or Abu Dhabi, so something like from different countries, they used to come down to Mumbai, Pune, Chennai.
Right.
They used to reside in the hotels and they just attend 5 days course. And if you calculate the cost, so it costs them huge. And also, if they want to take the courses in their native countries, they need to take a leave of 5 days and they need to attend to the course. There is no such courses like they offer in the
Hmm.
uh, evening hours or during their free time. And that one also, like why they'll come to us, like we are providing the courses in the late hours, and even if they miss something, so they don't bother about that and they can listen to those videos. And one more step is like when they register to our course, we will give the course videos in advance, like a previous batch we
Oh,
already recorded. We
great.
give them access. So what they do, like some people before attending the class, if they have some free time, because some people on leave or some people are
Hmm.
manager levels, they used to get a lot of free time. So maybe especially the shutdowns completed, they are almost free, right? So like they used to listen to those videos in advance and they attend to our classes like a revision. So they attend the class, then practice papers and immediately take the exam. So for them, like it makes the preparation very easy and very comfortable. And when it comes to the price, some people used to compare with the competitors and used to bargain on this. So why you are
Hmm.
charging high? This is so expensive. All those things. Then we used to motivate them on these, like so we are running these ways, like we are not
Hmm.
just leaving you in the middle of the road. So we take you from the beginning, we support you from the application process to guide you to become a certified professional. And also not only that end, so even if in future if you want to stabilize your career or if you want to get promoted or if you work like a level 3 or level 2 like next levels, so if
Yeah.
you face any troubles, so we have expertise team, so we will give some technical support as well. Like if we spend few minutes, we will not charge that. But if we need any like days or few hours of training, all these things, sometime we may charge. So we have some support to our students as well, even like a post sales service kind of thing, like even after the sales. So we used to be in touch with them, and sometimes if they got some doubts like which technique need to be used or we have this issue, so maybe they feel like we are a little bit experienced than them, so they come to us. As we are in the
Right.
groups of many technical groups, sometimes even we don't know, so we post this question in other technical groups, so we get some answer from an expertise professional, so we copy
Right.
that and we paste. But they feel like okay, we are the one, but
That's a
they
great
feel
hack.
like, we are trying to help them to get the concerned person. Or sometimes
Right.
what we do, we share the contact person. Okay, maybe
Correct.
you contact this person, maybe he can share his experience. So something like we are doing that. That's
Right.
what, if you notice our logo also, that's what we recently changed to the symbol similar to
Yes.
the corona symbol, because
Yes.
there are some few things behind this. So if you
Mm-hmm.
observe carefully, like we trying to take the positivity from this corona. Like we
Right.
spread to different countries, same like corona. So we went to the every corner, and same like coronavirus, we get modified time to time. So based on your needs, so we adopt that modification. We try to live together with our clients.
That's a
Not
very
like
interesting way to look at Corona. Wow, that's a very unique way to look at it. Really,
because the
yeah, this is
whole
the first.
you
Yeah.
can see one recent times, maybe in my 30 years of age, so one issue bring all countries united. So
Yeah.
that is nothing but this, like maybe this one made so much damage to the human lives, all those things, but even in the worst also, if you take a positivity, so that's what we took, and we kept our logo similar to that, saying that okay, we can take positivity from that.
That's a great, great, great way to
And
look at
also
it.
to our surprise, the company we registered on January. So by that time only people come to know about this virus. So almost a similar time we established.
Right,
Like
right, right, right.
that only
So,
like stopped us. Like that only created some hurdles to us in the initial stage. Like I want
yes.
to shift to here, but the corona came and it stopped me there. So meaning it's like some obstacle or something stopped me there. So I
Obstacle is the way. When you have obstacles, there's opportunity just after that, and that's what your story tells us also, that there will be obstacles, but once you are over them, you're always growing.
as an opportunity. Yes.
Yes, there's always an opportunity. And so the my next, I just really want to know what's that one thing that has changed the game significantly for you, for NDT Worldwide. What's that one thing that you would say?
Yeah, I can say that is only app. I can say confidently that app, because when
Right.
I started with the teaching that time, like in May, so I started checking the apps on my own. So even
Hmm.
before interacting with them, I tried building apps on my own, or even I checked with some companies to get a quote.
Hmm.
But it seems very expensive. But when I check with my college friends, so they told me like it's not that much expensive,
Hmm.
and you can get some freelancer app developers, all those things, so they can do that on. And
Right.
why I thought initially the app is more powerful, because nowadays you see, right, whether they are staying with their wife or family or kids, so they used to keep with their phone always in
Hmm.
their pockets. So that's not like a phone they are always carrying. So if we want to do a business and if you want to be with them, so I need to be with them first. So like that's what like app. So he always carrying me wherever he go. Sometime someone ask him like how you get certified, or
Yeah.
how exactly they are teaching, so he can immediately show the app and he can do the marketing for me on behalf of. So something
Right.
like, or even he can some people like they used to approach us, yes, we need this course, all those things. When I share the link to download the app, he said like, I got already the link from another friend, or I went to the app store, I already installed, so you can just assign me, I can take a look, I already have some idea, something like the promotion. And
Yeah.
also the next thing, so it's available worldwide, so not only just India or
Yes.
in Singapore or Malaysia.
Hmm.
At the very beginning, that's what I mentioned. So in 2019, so when we took these offline classes, that time we created almost 22 level 3 from 11 countries. That's with the offline course. So offline
Wow.
courses we created like new certificates, 22 certificates from 11 countries,
Hmm.
just by using my spare time, all these things. Then I
Right.
thought like if we have any like a medium, like
Hmm.
something like app, all these things, the way of communicating with them will be more easier. And also if you see in Teachmore app, like we have options for different languages, like
Yes.
Spanish, Bengali, Tamil. Like in future, we had a plan. We had some discussion with some subject matter experts from Mexico. He's
Hmm.
one subject matter expert working in Mexico, and he used to speak Spanish. And
Right.
we had some students from Peru. They are running their courses in their countries.
The native
So, but
languages. Yes.
when they contact me, like they face some difficulty in English, so they used to use some translating apps. I also used to do the same thing. So I text them in Spanish, then they reply
Right.
them in English or something like. So that also like created some ideas, like the same course. If we change to the next language, like if we just translate, if there is any medium
Hmm.
like using Google Translate, all these things, but That one also I did not just leave it there. I just did some work in the internet, so how we can make it more effective translation without knowing this is like a translated version. So something like
Right.
if you see the movies, right, especially the Bahubali movies, so in Japan, Chinese also they used to, if you look at that movie, the way of
Hmm.
dubbing or the
Hmm.
synchronization, everything, they feel like their own movie. So that's
Yes.
what nowadays we have the technology. Then that's what I tried with another platform, Sympatia. So it's artificial
Hmm.
intelligence based. So
Ah.
then you show the virtual persons. So then you just give them text. They will spell out in their native language the pronunciation, the slang, everything. So you won't feel anything new. So like you just need to give the script and the related PPTs or the contents, everything. It will automatically develop the videos, everything. So you are working only in English, but same time you can convert that video into 16 languages. I think so far they are offering to 16 languages.
Oh
So,
wow.
like this one same like as Warren Buffett mentioned, right? Don't keep all the eggs in one basket. So you have
Hmm.
one content. So how many ways you can sell? I can tell one simple example around us. So if you go to a restaurant, the dosa batter is same, but you can see 100 over varieties in the dosas itself, like plain dosa, masala dosa, ghee dosa, so many things. So the content is same. The way of presenting is different. So that's what like if we change the presentation or if we customize like the same content, maybe
Hmm.
people are coming to me only for certification. Initially I thought okay, they are just coming to me for certification, but later I realized like there are some group of people, they are willing to learn subject or
Right.
maybe they just want to know the basics. So there are variety of group of people like they need different levels of information or different type of courses. That's what we recently started like a small courses and selling our notes, short notes. So these are all like ideas evolving, so we are
Right.
working on that. Yes.
Great, great, great. That's great to know. So the single one most important thing is mobile apps, Android and iOS, that too selling in worldwide, every country, and that is something that has significantly changed the game for you. And so eventually, what do you love about Teachmore today? Like one or two features that you think you think that you cannot sort of live without now when you've already experienced the platform. What are these couple of things that you would want to mention?
So I can say like for example, if we went to a restaurant, so if we try some delicious food, so what we used to tell to others, so immediately we give a like some comments or feedback saying that okay, that was nice and you need to try it or you need to taste it. So the same way I can say tell about Teachmore also. So it's a worthy for money spent. So because the branding that it creates with the apps, so especially the apps like especially the iOS and the Android also. Like earlier we had some issue with the Play Store, like we cannot use the Play Store directly such options, so we need to share some AWS links, all those things. But
Hmm.
here it's a seamless things, like you can immediately just by typing the names you can found our app on the Play Store, app stores. And also like the customer support, as I mentioned, like WhatsApp integrations, all those things. Then also the notification features, like if you want to tell something in advance or if you want to share your results like blogs, so I can post the results in the blog or upcoming
Hmm.
courses notifications, all those things. And support, the customer support, especially like when we are doing all these things, if one day the apps track or maybe the website having issues, we used to receive the complaints from the students because they're all like paid customers, they don't
Right.
bother about these. That's why the backend support is excellent. And if we have any issues, even recently I checked with them on the OTP side because some regulation
Hmm.
changes with the SMS options, all those things. So we are all like when we face some issues, immediately they're responding. So that's what like they are supporting the business,
Right.
especially the earlier stages. If they support us, then we can keep moving on that and we can reach to the next level. And the final one, like the, as I mentioned, right, so we can easily reach to the every corner of the world, so with the apps or with the websites.
Right.
Even some people they want to use their tabs or laptops, all those things, so you have another option, like you can access them on the laptop tabs.
Hmm.
So and also like confidentiality, like you can restrict to the number of IPs address, like you can restrict, or if there is any misuses, all these things, so we can get some alerts or notifications, so we can control them content also, so we can keep our branding at the same level. And also the payment gateways, earlier we just seen only one or two payment gateways, so in order to handle overseas customers, so earlier we just used to show only INR pricing, but for them, even though the price is in value, it's less than US dollars, for example
Mm.
50,000, it's a less than 1,000 US dollars, but they feel like when you see the number, right, 50,000, they feel like
Yes.
it's very expensive. They don't see the symbol, rupee symbol or INR, all
Right.
this. So for them, if they open the app, so that's what I did, a trail with Swad cooking. So when I
Sure. Okay.
starting with Teachmore, right? So that time I
Mm.
installed this app in Singapore. Then I see. So when I open, so I can see everything in Singapore currency. So when I see
Mm.
the course like $20, $15, I feel very comfortable. Okay, this one very cheaper compared to here. So something like the purchaser mind. So when they see something like a reasonable price, affordable price, or worthy to buy, so they can immediately take the decisions to
Right.
proceed next level. So that's what here, like you can have this flexible options of payment to receive through PayPal or Stripe. So earlier, like as I mentioned, right, so when we use PayPal's purchase platform, so there we use a Stripe account, all those things. So when I see those options, then I feel very comfortable. Okay, I can target for international customers next time. So
Yes.
that's what our team is working on this, and why we are not like publishing everything immediately on that, because if we want to enter into the market and also to avoid competition, all these things, so we must be prepared, well prepared. Like
Yeah.
we cannot just simply release the premiers or promos, all those things, just saying that we are going to come this and that. So people
Mm.
may give, it may give some negative publicity sometimes. Like if you want to do something, so we need to do some background work, and when the things done by 60% or 70%, then we can release that, and we can do some background works, and without knowing them we can update our products, and we can maintain the competition also. Like
Yeah.
sometime in the beginning stages, if you release the content everything just like that, so maybe
Mm.
there may be some competitors who can take up your ideas, and they can be in the race. So that's
Right.
what. Then
I.
one overall thing I can confidently say is, if you want to build a branding, so we need to have some support similar to this, because we cannot keep some film or some setup to run everything on our own. So we always
Mm.
need to have these kind of, because it's handling the technical issues, customer support, and the platform, and also the global reach, and also the approvals. Like for example, if I want to get approval for my own app, so it may
Mm.
take 10 days time, 15 days time, and sometimes some issues I may not be technical expertise. So these are all like when they committed for 1 week, so they released within less than 1 week. So something
Yes.
like when you had some plans in your mind, if the
Mm.
things are getting done on time, so you can plan for the next. So you cannot struck at that point. So that's what we can say strongly about Teachmore. Like if you had some ideas in your mind clearly, so if you just ask their support, they can stretch their hand to their level that they can do. So that's what I noticed with the last 6 months of experience.
Thank you so much for the encouraging support and really sharing your experience using the platform so far, and we are just going getting started. So of course this is all going to get much better in the days to come, and it was such an inspiring story from where you started to where you are at. And I also believe that NDT Worldwide is just beginning to uh, become very big, even though you are already active in you already have students from 60 plus countries, from which 14 plus countries where you've paid students. So you're already growing, and in we are always there to support you from the sidelines. We are there in everything you're doing, cheering for you for the next phase of growth. So thank you so much, sir, for your time today. It was a pleasure talking to you, and a lot of people will get to learn from your ideas and how you have executed. So thank you so much for doing this, sir.
Thank you from your side also. I want to finish quickly with one statement about customer, so which
Yes.
you shown to us as well. Like This one, the one quote we used to follow, like in the website, they used to tell like this quote was given by Mahatma Gandhi, but I'm not sure whether it was given by him or someone. He
Right.
used to give. He given one statement about customer, saying that customer is the most important visitor on our premises. So he's not
Right.
dependent on us. We are not dependent on him.
Him.
He's not an
Right.
interruption on our work. He is the purpose
Yes.
of it, and he's not an outsider of our business. He is a part of it. So we are not doing him a favor by serving him. He is doing us a favor by giving us an opportunity to do so. So this one actually, the statement I listened from a movie by Mohanlal. So who delivered this dialogue in a Telugu movie. He's a Malayali actor, Malayali legend. So he delivered this dialogue in a Telugu movie. So something like when I listened to this, then I understood like what is the main importance of customer. So
Right.
initially we thought like sometime they are sending the messages in the late night, so they are disturbing us, or maybe this guy don't know the India time, all these things. Sometimes we got some frustration in the initial stages, but
Yeah.
it's not like when you read this statement, so you can understand like he's not a, interruption on our work. He's a part of it. So he is providing a favor. Because of him only we are surviving. That's what you also uh, like took the same meaning, and you given an opportunity to us to discuss and share some ideas, and you're coming back to your customers. So something like that's really appreciated.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. We always like to call. I mean, there's an internal saying that Teachmore allows our customer to be more. So, is it fair to say that that Teachmore allows you to be more of
Yes,
what
yes,
you do?
that's what they yesterday also like we forgot to register that event. Then
Right.
he reminded me, no, you must attend that. So actually, I shared to my operations manager. He's attending, and I am
Right.
also willing to attend. But he just reminded me that so they don't want to miss any one of their customers. They want to bring everyone together, and also it's a, like a specialized event they conducting for 3 days, right? So that's what like.
Yes.
So sometimes we asking something, maybe they are giving more. So that's what
Right.
we also
Thank you.
also the same thing as you said, right? So we recently extended the hours. Like earlier, we used to teach 40 hours per course. Now it's ending up with another 10 hours extra. So something we are also teaching more, but
Right.
it's benefiting us a lot. So the
Yes.
customer
Yes.
feedback,
Absolutely.
response, and the relations, and also the next level, we are stepping into services. That time, maybe these contacts will help us to get some good business in the services and manpower supply. So something,
Absolutely.
it's not
Absolutely,
only
sir.
like ending up with just a teaching business. So it may give some wide areas. Yeah.
We wish you all the best for whatever you are doing next, and we'll stay in touch, and we're just looking for what's next to come for NDT Worldwide. So thank you so much, sir, and yeah, it was a pleasure talking to you.